Yo, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another weekly market breakdown. Today, I will give you guys an update on the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, SNP500, gold, and the GER30 from both a technical and a fundamental perspective. If you're new to the channel, a sub would be appreciated as I provide valuable educational content on a daily basis. If you enjoy the content, please do consider smashing that thumbs up button. As always, before we continue, I just want to go through some of the questions that we received so far. So let's just go straight through it. As of 23, here we go. Thank you for your analysis. Could you please add the GER30 on your next breakdown? I did that. Here we go. Thank you. TD Noob is saying thank you. Les Solang is saying thank you. Mr. Mbale is saying thank you for the analysis. Add GER30 on your next breakdown. No problem. Katlejo, good evening. I hope you all enjoy the weekend, and it's been a long time since I comment on your videos. So do you think AUD USD would go down to 0. So I can't say how far it's going to go down. It's all depend on the, there's a lot of factors that contributes towards the price moving to that point. So we always trade to the next point of structure or the next point of interest. Oritil is saying, good day, could you please add 30-minute chart to your breakdown, and can you please go further in terms of how to identify areas of untapped liquidity? As far as untapped liquidity go, that's more of a SMC concept. I don't trade that way. How I do trade is I take economical data, or I take economic data in confluence with price action. And another thing is I can't go down to the 30-minute chart because then these videos are going to take a long time. But like I said before, I'm putting something together that will become available for you guys, that you're more than happy to come and see exactly what it is that I do and the way I function in terms of my trading style. The Ghost is saying thank you, bro, and thank you for your support there as well, guys. So as you know, I've spoken about the DXY, so I am going to speak about the GER30. It's going to be lost, and then I'm going to go through the NASDAQ, Dow Jones, and first things first, as we guys obviously know, we do have some very important news that I have spoken about this week in relation to the CPI data. CPI data is an indicator used to measure inflation by investors. Inflation is directly associated with interest rates, which is directly associated with the strength of the dollar index there as well. Anything positive, anything high for the CPI is going to drive inflation higher. It's going to give the Fed even more reason to hike interest rates there as well. So this article from CNBC is telling us the S&P was up 0.14% after after it lost for 3 days in a row. It says here the Dow was up 0.22%, closed at 34.576, and the NASDAQ was up 0.09%. If you look at these numbers, right, most of you aim to make $100 on $100. If you were looking at these numbers, if you were making 0.22% for the last week, you probably think that trading is not for you, because 0.22%, it's not even at 1%. And I know most of you would not be happy with that. Any case, it says here the energy stocks were rose on Friday as oil prices continued their recent rise, which is one of the reasons why we're sitting with a massive feel like over here. But this is a lot of news to take in. The focus is going to be on the CPI data. It says your gold also edges up as the dollar rally cools, as we've obviously seen here from a daily perspective. Dollar did close on Friday. With this was actually a Betty scandal. First, it was going down, and this is basically what they were making a reference to. However, I do expect this move to continue higher. Next up, we've got the NASDAQ. Now, the NASDAQ basically had broken the below structure, but if you do look left, you can see also the market is testing a very important structural level over here. Now, we also know that Apple is due to launch the iPhone 15, which is coming on the 15th. I think it's coming sometime this week. I do anticipate, I do expect the price of the NASDAQ to still continue higher. We had this massive impulse and a correction, and if you take your Fibonacci from the low to the high, you can see the market tested, rejected the 0.382 and the 0.50, and we saw that move to the upside from there. So I do still expect the market to continue higher, although there's a lot of negative news that came through for Apple due to their phones being leaked in China there as well. What we got here is the the German 30. I do expect this market to continue also slightly higher. We do have a potential what the market had printed over here. We can see the market had broken below this neckline over here of this information. The market broke below support, and once support gets broken, it becomes resistance. Also, we have this impulse to the downside here. We've got this impulse. We expect a correction. Then if you take your Fibonacci from the high to the low, over here, by taking this here from the high to that low, you can see we do have the confluence of the 61.8 Fibonacci lining up perfectly with that neckline of that information. I do expect the market to continue higher, and from there I'll probably give you guys another update there as well. Next up, we've got the SNP500. The SNP500, once again, we can see here that the market had also printed similar price action. However, what I do see in this market is probably slightly lower. But if we go down on the weekly time frame to see what we have over here, is this exactly what I was speaking about. The market had broken above this level over here. Now this level acted as a level of resistance. Market broke above resistance, tested as support did not hold, broke above. Resistance came back once again to test it as support there as well. And if they take the Fibonacci from the low to the high, we had multiple touches on the market here, especially at the 0.50. I still expect this market to continue higher, to go and hit that previous level of resistance over here as well. And if we go back down on the daily time frame, what do we have here? We've got this massive impulse, we've got that correction, definitely a continuation expected to the upside. Let me just grab this little box that we have over here. So I would probably wait for this market. As we can see here, if we just take the price that we have, the market had broken below this structure. So the best way I would say is wait for the market to break back above there. A clear daily close above that level will definitely give us way for the market to continue higher over there, probably into that neckline, and then continue higher. Next up, we've got gold. Now gold over here, also if you go down on the weekly time frame, what do we have? Gold just printed this weird looking inverted head and shoulders pattern. Now an inverted head and shoulders pattern is considered a bullish pattern from a technical perspective. The market also created this structural level over here that it's back to test this level over here. Acted as a level of support. The market broke below support, came, tested it as resistance, broke above resistance. All of that resistance is turned support, giving us a clear confirmation. Again, we can expect this market to continue higher going into next week. Then if you drop down on the daily time frame, what do we have over here? Now from a daily perspective, if you look left, you can see this is a very important structure that the market had broken above before, came back, tested it, printed a green candle, and it's back to test this level here as well. I would probably anticipate gold to come back a little more going into next week, and then start this move to the upside here as well. Next up, we've got the German 30. Now the German 30 is set to complete what's known as an information. After an information, you expect a pullback to the neckline. So I do expect the Dow Jones to continue higher first before moving any lower from where it is now. So this is basically the neckline of the W formation, of the information that I do expect the German 30 to go back to there as well. Guys, that is it from my side. I had to wait to record this video because it's raining where I live, and the roof is making a noise. So I had to basically wait for the rain to just, but I see it's making a noise again. So if you do hear any rain noise on the video, that's because of the roof that I have, right? It's not top quality. Guys, that is it from my side. Thank you for your time, and as always, cheers for years.